morning, everybody. Scott Fisher here, Senior Resource Connectors. We are in the midst of season 3 of our series, highlighting and bringing to you resources and answering questions and addressing issues that so many of our families that talk to us are really faced with in this journey. Senior Resource Connectors, for this is your first time to watch, we were formed 3 years ago with the specific intent of reaching primarily the adult children who are experiencing challenges with a loved one, probably their parents, with the aging journey. And it can be a decline in their health. It can be a challenge in where they live, and we have to bring and move people around so that they can be closer for the aging journey. There's just lots of things that we and our coalition encounter along the way. Our coalition, I mentioned, is a group of about 45 of this, just the absolute best operators in the greater Phoenix area. Each of them serves families in their own unique way, in their own vertical. Today, I'm bringing you a buddy of mine who we've got to know each other over the last couple of years. Charlie was with us during season 1. In another conversation today, I wanted to speak a little more directly to him and feature some of the work they're doing. Charlie Quattrochi with Moving at Ease. I'm so glad you're here again today. Thanks for being part of this, and welcome this morning.
Scott, thank you. Great to be here.
As an adult child myself, Charlie, I'm in my early 60s now, and I talk to people all the time that are in that 45 to 65-year-old slot. And so we have a unique challenge, most of us in my space, that we are launching high school or college kids. Actually, my wife and I have a wedding in the next couple of weeks, and 2 of our kids just moved out. And at the same time, both of our sets of parents are experiencing difficulty with some of the aging issues. And so while I love to take a break and watch football or start thinking about baseball season and spring training, reality brings me back in. And the reality is that mom needs more stuff, and our kids need more stuff and more help. And Moving at Ease was set up by you and your partner a number of years back to specifically intervene in these spaces, right? To help families through one of the most challenging, difficult situations. You want to talk about Moving at Ease? What was your motive to start, and just give us an overview of all the things that you guys do for families?
Absolutely. So starting out where the company began, I have 2 business partners. All 3 of us are still working full time on the company, and my one business partner, Flynn, who grew up in Minneapolis, as an amazing mom who worked for a company called Rose's Daughters, and that was in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Probably one of the first senior move management companies in the country. So this is a few decades ago. They were providing service. And really kind of blazed the trail in this growing industry of move managers, where they are focused on helping seniors, where they would bring on a moving company, but they would provide a lot of the service that maybe your daughter would provide an aging parent: packing, unpacking, planning. What is this new home that is clearly going to be smaller than the current home or apartment? What is it going to look like? And to properly game plan for a really challenging move. So my business partner, Flynn, grew up in that household. And really just, I think it rubbed off on him, just the help that his mom and that team was providing. And we set out to launch Moving at Ease in 2009 here in Scottsdale, Arizona, with the goal to serve and help people. And really, since day one, seniors have been our focus, and we have just been striving to tailor and improve our service as a moving company, and bringing in some senior move management elements to make the moves for our seniors, as easy as possible.
In my primary business, Charlie, I've worked. My company, Options for Senior Living, has worked in the space of transitioning people from home into assisted living. And so many times along the way, families they're juggling too many things, and they can't do the move. They can't, I mean, literally take the couches and the beds and all of that and move it. And so we've had the chance to work with various moving companies, or the building has favorite moving companies. How do families find you guys? How do they find you?
That's a great question. I think we're really, really proud of that answer, even though it's changing with the modern world becoming more relevant online, like everyone else. But really, for 15 years straight, we have not stopped networking and building relationships with the retirement communities. So that has been our number one lead source, and something we don't take lightly. We know if they're going to refer or recommend our company, we need to back it up with absolutely top-notch service. And that is what I'm proud to say that we do year after year, move after move. So a large amount of our families find us as they are embarking on that journey, similar to your business, to go and find their new home.
Mhm.
And along the way, there's just so many services that they need. Obviously, you're in tune with that. One of them might just be moving, packing, storage, move management, and typically a marketing or a sales team member at the retirement community is going to recommend our company because they've seen us do dozens and dozens of moves, and believe in us.
Yeah, when you get those personal referrals, and many of that very same thing applies to our business. Families that we have helped have now told friends they go to church with or people at work with, and when you've been doing something as long as you've been doing it and we've been doing it, it's an awesome, I want to say compliment. It comes with responsibility, that you want to live up to it each and every time and not take for granted the kindness that our professional partners have, or our past families have placed their faith in us. What's a typical move for you guys?
Yeah.
Is it always in senior living? I mean, maybe that's the thrust, but I imagine you guys do whatever.
Yeah, it's a great question. I'm proud to say that about 50% of our moves are senior or retirement community focused. The remaining 50% are typically local moves. We do interstate moves, and I'll talk a little bit more about
Mm.
that. And we do a lot of residential moving, and it's typically local in the greater Phoenix area.
As I always kind of put myself right back in the picture, because I could be moving myself. I got kids moving in and out of their own homes or college or this and that, whatever. Mom's needing help moving. We probably are going to downsize her this year, Charlie.
Yeah.
So for anybody that's watching here, I mean, there's just three different scenarios that we could possibly find an assistance with or relief. And I think all of us, when I talk to our members, Charlie, most of us are motivated by bringing pain relief or stress relief to our
Absolutely.
clients
Yeah.
because the world's so dang heavy and it's so busy.
I feel that moving is stressful in itself, as you can attest to,
Yeah.
whether you're 20, 30, 40, or 50 years old. Moving is challenging. It's physically, emotionally draining,
Mhm.
and it needs to be done right. And in our business, there's not a big barrier to enter. There are a lot of guys out there providing service and might not be ethically or experienced to really do this at the right level. And we just take it very seriously, our craft, and we really do look at it as a craft.
Last season, we talked to George Phillips, who's been instrumental. George works with Just in Time. He's
Yes.
been instrumental in creating an association of best
Yeah.
practices for your industry. Um, I was I had the opportunity 14, 15 years ago to get involved on the ground floor of establishing similarly best practices in the placement spaces,
Sure.
because we're also a non-licensed, unregulated industry just like yours.
Sure.
So by bringing that up about other operators, anybody can be a specialist that does placement. Anybody can get a truck and move people. But back to the point of the people that are in the midst of these critical times of their lives,
Sure.
you and your team know the pain points. The anxiety. Mom's moving into senior living for the first time, and she's going from 3,500 square feet to 800. How's she feeling? She's pretty upset. She's not going, hey, awesome, I'm going to senior living. She probably got some anxiety, probably got some sadness about it. And your sensitivity to that, your team sensitivity to make sure the details and the kindness and I think that's critical to the process.
Yeah, well, I certainly agree with you there. I am proud to say that I still do a large amount of our consultations, my two business partners and I. That is a role that we have not relinquished. We will personally go and meet with that family. We will guide them from that initial phone call through the estimate, hopefully earning their business and caring for them the entire way. But just the experience of 15 years of these moves and learning from our mistakes and building and improving our company and our practices. That's what we strive to do. So starting with an in-home consultation, being able to look them in the eye and you know, I think just my confidence and faith that this will go well. You know, it's going to
Mm.
go better than you think, and there will be some challenges along the way. But if we plan this together, and if you're open and honest with what you need, um, you know, we're going to do our job, and we're going to make sure that the move and the pack and the unpack, hopefully setting up your apartment so it feels like home on day one. We certainly believe in that, really to the moon, and really try to convince our clients that unpacking is such a valuable service, just to make sure it feels a little bit more like home on day one.
When you think of, as you're telling the story, do you think of a particular family or a case recently, or maybe one of your favorite stories of families that you're smiling, so maybe you do?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many, and that's why I knew this question would pop up. So I just kind of relived so many of the moments, and really when the company started, I was doing the move. So
Yeah.
I've seen it all and been a part of it, and I've been grateful enough to feel that great feeling when the move is done, and there's excitement and there's peace in the new home. But one that just and we've done a handful of moves at this community, Westminster Village. It's a beautiful community in Scottsdale. They
Mm-hmm.
have gorgeous independent living, larger apartments, and they have a smaller assisted living section. That the apartments are essentially these big studio apartments. It's an odd shaped floor plan that has no similarity to the other apartments that they all have lived in. And it's a continued care community where a lot of people will move from independent to assisted living. Um, Really from day one, before we owned a truck, these were the type of moves that we were going to seek. We had the skill set early in attention to detail to help somebody move within that same community, typically packing, dollying, rolling all their furniture to this new apartment. And just one that I specifically think of, uh, son and daughter were involved, but you know, we have a 1,600 square foot apartment, and then the new assisted living apartment is 900 square feet. It's one big room.
Mm.
They can't bring everything that they want. Um, and I think our team and one of our ladies who specializes in floor plans and packing and unpacking just did such an amazing job to make this new foreign environment feel like home. We got to keep almost all of the furniture with some minor recommendations. We're bringing in, you know, a smaller table and a couple other things were done, but for the most part, we were able to keep her furniture. We were able to keep a lot of her artwork. We were hanging her artwork on day one, and it just really um, making this new apartment just feel like home on day one. And there were a lot of challenges to it: storage, donation,
Mhm.
shipping a few items to family members. You know, it was kind of the what we built our company really to accomplish.
And that particular situation, most people don't recognize it, or maybe you don't know this, but when you've lived on a campus like that, where you've been the independent living for a while, there's always kind of a stigma for the people that are over there in the
Sure.
care end of things. And when you have to go, there's shame, there's sadness, there's grief. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
after 20 something years, seen it. Um, and to have the sensitivity and awareness of that, and to make it so, do everything you can to lift her spirits, is I think, such a reflection of, I know your heart and I know your partners,
Yeah.
and you guys want that experience for families.
Yeah, and it's what we sought to achieve, and what we wanted to do. We wanted to help, And then I really think it just comes down to experience. And I think that is one of the, it's a simple word, but it's something that takes, blood, sweat, tears, and time to develop. And for
Yeah.
me, being able to go in and do that consultation and look this resident in the eye and say, we've done this. We
Yeah.
have moved, Shirley, Bob, Jerry, we have moved, some of your, friends that you've been
Mhm.
in this community with to assisted living. And then it really comes down to our guys, where our guys, our movers, have raised their hand saying they want to work and serve seniors. They
Mhm.
don't come to work at Moving at Ease if they want to go and do interstate hauling and be in a big truck and drive across. They know from day one, we are proud to tell them about our company, our
Mhm.
niche, our passion, and our guys are there day in and day out, where they are, whether it's Westminster Village or a different community, they are there daily. They work with those families in that environment. Um, so you just that experience leads to skills, and it leads to a little bit extra delicateness, little extra patience, and just being there for that family in that tough time. Really, understanding it.
I was going to ask you about your why, but you just basically told me. And to have those very special guys that are and gals that are willing to, they know your niche, and so they're attracted to it. It's, I get to do this instead of, oh crud, I got to go take care of the old people that,
Yeah.
right? I mean, there's people that
Yeah.
that's just not for them. This is not
Right.
their space. Hey, before we wrap up, talk to me about where you see yourself. Where's the business going? Where do you guys want to take things?
Yeah.
It is a changing world. Our population in Phoenix is aging and aging fast.
Yes.
So there's plenty of work, but that doesn't answer the question. How do you see yourselves positioned in the next few years?
Yeah. We are decisively and excited about just continuing in the path that we've built, and that is serving seniors in the greater Phoenix area,
Yeah.
increasing and building even stronger relationships with our retirement community, our placement agents and referral partners.
Mhm.
Yeah, our passion is just to get better day by day. And so we want to make sure that our service level does not never moves an inch below and only moves up. And we'll passionately keep serving our seniors in the retirement communities of the greater Phoenix area.
I love that we get to do this together. That
Yeah.
we wanted you to be a part of this connectors platform, and make sure that all of us that do what we do get to know your business and your partners, and trust your guys. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being serving how you guys serve. It's a privilege for us to partner with great companies like Moving at Ease. Charlie, thanks.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Scott. And I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed being a part of Senior Resource Connectors. I'm proud of it.
Mm.
I believe that there's a lot of good things happening, and I'm excited to see where we go forward from here. So
Yeah,
thank you,
me too.
Scott.
Me too. Well, listen, for our audience, Charlie's information will be posted here with the video. You can reach him through our office. You can reach him directly at Moving at Ease. His website phone numbers will be in the listing. And again, thank you, Charlie, for being here. Our audience, thank you for joining us once again. Stay tuned. We'll be back with another episode here in the next week. We sure appreciate you guys. Thank you for your support. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.